Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this absolutely stunning 2019 Corvette Stingray that we have for sale, the 1LT trim package. This one's in an exceptionally nice condition. It's a one-owner clean Carfax vehicle from sunny California and only 7,816 miles, really low miles. It's 2022. Actually, we're getting close to 2023, so most people average about 10,000 miles a year. So this has pretty low miles for 2019. Obviously, this is a Corvette, so unlike a Honda Accord, it's probably not daily driven as much as other cars. So, you know, vehicles like this have a tendency to have a lot lower miles than you know, more everyday vehicles, because people generally buy these. They have other cars, they drive them on the weekends and things like that. They don't necessarily want to drive them every day, which is most likely the case for this one of its previous owner. If you're fans of front engine rear drive Corvettes with manual transmission, 2019 is the last year of the C7. Then they switched to the C8 platform, which is amazing. We've had one, but the C8 has went mid-engine. It's kind of like an American Ferrari now, and you can only get an 8-speed automatic transmission, no more manual. An 8-speed automatic was actually optional in this one, and it actually yields a little bit better performance, but for me, I'm a manual transmission enthusiast. I don't really care about going 0.2 of a second faster than 0 to 60. I care about the absolute joy of driving a manual transmission. There's nothing like that nice mechanical feel, that connection you have with the vehicle, the clutch, the transmission, that perfect engagement, that perfect, you know, rev match downshift. I've been driving manual transmissions all my life, and I've daily driven manual transmissions. I don't get bored of them. Some people, well, maybe if I was in like stop and go traffic, you know, in the Seattle for 2 hours, maybe I'd want an automatic, but for driving a car like this, especially doing performance driving, there's nothing greater than a manual transmission. And you get 7 gears to play with on this one. So if you love manual transmissions, this is a great gearbox, especially with 7 speeds. We also have Rev Match Downshifting, so if you want to cheat a little bit, you can this will blip the throttle when you downshift for smoother downshifts. You can do that yourself with your foot. You know, there's this, if you look up heel towing and things like that, you can do it yourself. A little bit more trickier, so they add these features just to make that simpler for other people. It's a great system. Great infotainment system, automatic climate control. We have a drive mode selector here that will make changes to traction stability control settings. It might also make changes to steering effort, and it also make changes to the exhaust system. This has a dual mode exhaust, so right now it's in touring mode, so when you're in touring mode or like eco mode or snow mode, the exhaust is going to be a little bit more muted. Sounds quite nice. Then we're going to move this over into sport mode, and all of a sudden you can hear the thing start livening up a little bit. This might not be the most powerful engine in the world, but I don't know, there's not too many engines, at least to me, that sound much better than this engine. It's absolute music to my ears. Really nice color combination, and as you can imagine, it's in very nice shape with such low miles. Love the looks and lines of the Stingray. Kind of that last of this design theme we've seen that throughout the Corvette. I think, you know, the evolution of the Corvette, for me, you know, what I grew up, you know, I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s. I grew up looking at the C4 Corvette, and I was a big fan of the C6 Corvette, but the C7 is really a beautiful example too. Obviously they went completely a different direction with the C8. It's absolutely a stunning design too. There's nothing really bad to say about that aside from not having a manual. But there's also reason for that. The new C8, just to go on I guess diverge a little bit, the C8, the way it's constructed, it's impossible to add a manual transmission to it because it has a support beam right in the middle where the transmission would go. That quad hanging exhaust, and even though this is a small sports car, you have a decent amount of space in the rear storage area, and you also can stow the top here. You can see they have little hooks and stuff like here, so you can stow the top so it doesn't rattle around. You can stow the top so it doesn't rattle around, get damaged. And what better way to enjoy that amazing sounding engine exhaust system even more with the top removed. You can, it'll be even louder. We have some great promotions, complimentary delivery to Washington and Oregon. We've recently added Idaho, so we'll put this in our car hauler, we'll tow it to you. So for a mobile delivery service, this beautiful Stingray Corvette can be all yours, potentially without leaving your neighborhood or your driveway. Contact us for more information. Of course, there's that awesome LS engine, one of the best American V8s ever made. 455 horsepower, 0 to 60 right around 4 seconds, and of course, giant killing performance. There's a thing about the Corvettes is that, you know, affordable, I guess, is relative, but for what you pay for the Corvette, you're going to get performance that's going to rival, you know, high performance cars that cost twice or sometimes 3 times as much. That has always been the appeal of the Corvettes. It's not only an American icon, but it's a vehicle important to Chevy because it's such an iconic performance vehicle. It really does give you amazing performance at what we would call relatively a budget price. This thing is just an absolute blast to drive, absolutely beautiful to look at, and it's a piece of American history. The Corvette's an American icon. It doesn't matter where you go. You can drive it in the city, you can drive it in the country. Seems like everybody loves Corvettes. Thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.